Just journey to the car.
All right, we're recording and going live. I don't know if they sent you links to our Twitch channel and our YouTube page, but we can send it to you. Yeah, we can send it to you over Discord at some point.
Okay.
Is it just me, or does the volume sound incredibly lower on my phone right now?
It must be your phone because you guys are coming in loud and clear. All right.
Yes, volume.
At the start of this game is going to be Thornton leads. So first off, do you have a background that you can tell everybody about?
Yes.
Awesome.
So, I grew up on the south side of Chicago. I grew up on the north side of Chicago, where my father was a enforcer for a loan shark. And he went down to the south side one time, and he didn't come back. So I offended for things with me and my brother. And then, after getting into some trouble, I did some time in juvie. I got out. My brother's still in juvie. And I've been working as an enforcer, just like my dad, ever since.
Okay, what's your character's age?
My character's age is 20. 20.
20. Okay,
yes.
So you were young when the change happened. So you're an elf,
yes.
right? Okay.
Yes.
Did that cause any conflict with your family?
It was just me, my dad, and my little brother at first. But since my dad's been going, it's just been me and my brother, and I've been watching out for him, and it's caused me problems as far as, being discriminated against here and there. But, who cares?
Yeah. And as an enforcer, you're probably alienated from the elven tribal lands. Did anybody tell you about the elven tribal lands in Chicago?
No, they haven't.
Okay, a good portion of the north side parks have been taken over by the TTRPG tribal lands. So the elves basically formed into a community, and they've kind of rose to the top in a lot of aspects of society, high society, the government, the state government, city government, everything. They have their hands in just about everything, and they finagled a way to corner half the parks in Chicago to make it their homelands. On the north side of Chicago, they've got like a squared off area of 4 blocks that encompass half of Lincoln Park to their holdings. It's by invitation only. Only elves can go on these tribal lands unless you're invited. Since you're an elf, you can go on there. As an enforcer for Bugs Moran, I know you had that mentioned on your sheet. You've been tasked by the mob as their eyes and ears on tribal lands. Unfortunately, the tribal lands know the comings and goings of mafia members as well. Okay, and also, since you're working for, doing the loan sharking stuff as an enforcer, you've been required to go to tribal lands to make good on income from gambling from those sectors. Since you're an elf, they send you there automatically. That landed you in hot water. You're now being held by Tartarnigi's tribal lands in Lincoln Park.
Ooh.
Yeah,
okay.
you came on the lands intending to collect money from somebody that you just found out was a high-level counselor on the tribal lands. And he didn't take it too kindly. And with enforcers of his own, they basically capture you. Now they're figuring out the council's figuring out what to do with you. Yeah, that's how you enter the game.
Whoa, awesome. The audacity of some folk. You have your debt and you're mad someone's collecting on it?
Apparently.
And you have money and power. Shut up.
I mean, the option is I break his legs.
Nah. If it's like some poor dude down on his luck, that's one thing. But you are a member of the Elven Council and you can't pay your debts. I wouldn't trust a leader like that.
Yeah. You tell it to the news if they release him. All right, so that's the beginning of what you're going on. You probably heard some background news recently as well. You heard that Al Capone, there was a major shootout at one of his gang hotels, down in South Central Chicago. And you heard he was killed along with several of his top lieutenants. And then you've heard rumors that some other lieutenants are taking over for the family. No,
That's crazy.
you're not sure which top lieutenants were killed, but you know Al Capone himself for certain was.
Okay.
So who's running the Chicago outfit right now? Nobody's really sure of, but not all of the lieutenants were killed. So the gang is still in operation. So is Bugs Moran, but you know Bugs Moran himself isn't waiting for the smoke to clear. He's already starting to nab up warehouses in the South Side.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, back to the rest of you, since he's a prisoner at the moment. You guys are back on tribal lands and at Aether King's apartment complex. What are you all up to? I know you were going to talk to the council.
Yeah.
We decided that we didn't really need to talk to the council, right? Though, didn't we say that last game?
No.
Don't remember. I think you planned to talk to the council, in particular, whoever the person is that created the ritual dome protecting tribal lands.
Yeah, we did want to talk about that. We did.
Yeah, because I would like to not die.
Well,
know?
okay, so wait. Did
all-
we? I wrote down in my next game goals. We did not talk to the ritual teacher because of
That's the next
Victor
morning.
has
Yeah,
like
that's the next morning. That's a whatchamacallit, a scheduled thing.
yeah, so that's next morning, isn't it? The next morning now, technically.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's next morning. Yeah, we stopped in the evening. You guys slept. Nothing befell you during the evening this morning. And now you can advance your plans. I know you were also talking about getting assistance from the council to possibly go to Egypt.
And I have to go get my dad's cremations at 9.
Oh yeah, that's also another thing you need to do.
But we have to go see the ritual magic teacher to see if we can cure Victor. So it's like an 8 a.m. thing, so maybe we should do that.
Well, I wanted to go to the ritual mage because when I can't go into the college really.
Yeah, Victor cannot go into the college.
But-
Doesn't want to.
Or the college can go to Victor. We could just ask the teacher to come and see somebody who was hurt with a curse.
Seth says, well, why don't we just talk to the council? I mean, you're going to need their support anyway for going to Egypt, right?
I don't know if I want to just go to Egypt right now. I have a lot on my plate.
I mean, it don't look. I'd prefer to at least ask the council for help first. I'm not really ready to sell my rights away to the government quite yet.
Seth says the council's right here, and they're going to be expecting a report from you guys too, right?
Well, we can
What
give the
happened?
report.
Yeah, they hired you. They paid you. I imagine they're going to expect some kind of information, especially after the demise of Al Capone.
Well, let's just talk to the council, and then meet the teacher. And then I have to go handle my business.
So who's going to the council?
Victor will be going with the others to. We'll be going to the council.
Yeah, the only way you can get to see the council is if Aether King takes you.
Yeah, but Victor will
Yep.
be going with that group.
I mean, do we have time to do them in order, or do we have to split up to do all those things?
Oh, you have time. The council will see you. No matter what time you head over there.
So then we'll
This
be
is-
going to the council first then,
Yeah,
and then we'll be going to the cremation and then to the
No, the
college.
teacher. We have an appointment at 8 with the teacher, and then an appointment for my dad. So the teacher appointments
Okay.
for
You know, you could always see the council first and then separate. Some people go see the teacher and some people go do the cremation.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't like your brother anyway. Why are you going to go see his cremation?
Uh-oh.
I mean, it's her father.
Oh, her father. Never mind. You didn't like your father either. So
Wait, I didn't like my father, or who didn't like my father?
I'm just messing with you.
Oh.
That's all out of character.
Oh.
All right, so you head over to the counselor's building and talk with the secretary and request an audience. And she says she will call them immediately. They've been waiting for you patiently. When she says that, you can tell they're not very patient. Especially when big news has been happening all over town and they pretty much know you're involved, more than likely.
Yeah.
And then we haven't been telling them anything at all.
Mhm. After
We
they've
said
paid
we
you
can
money.
wait. They can wait. We'll come back to them later. We have more important things to do.
Whoa,
We'll get back to you.
They cannot wait.
So they get a hold of the counselors, and within about 10 minutes, you see the counselors filing into the room. At the head of which the person you met before, Morwen Tenbrook, the tribal council leader. She strides up to you and says, "Let's get into the chambers and have our discussion." She says, "I've heard a lot of things happening lately, and I know you have your hands in it." So she files off into the chamber, and you guys go in there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and you all seat yourselves at the table, and she says, "Report."
Well, as you know, we were searching for the torch.
She kind of waves her hand in front of your face, and she says, "Not you, Aether. Report."
Oh my gosh.
Sounds like you're the elf.
She's looking very sternly at you with disapproving eyes.
Disapproving eyes? Well, damn. Okay. So we did not obtain the artifact. There was a ritual that was performed which led the escape, and which said item was taken with.
And who performed this ritual?
What was his name again?
Ian.
Ian Holderman. I should make you roll an intelligence check, but that's okay.
Oh. Ian Holderman, he's the one who performed the ritual, and we're trying to figure out where he went to.
Do you have any ideas?
Currently, my thing's about to die. Currently, we believe he might have been heading towards Egypt, so we wanted to figure out more details.
Your character actually knows specifically where he went in Egypt, if you remember.
I know.
Oh, yes, I wrote it down.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to tell her that or not, but that's up to you.
Oh no, they shut me down, so they don't get any information from me.
You're not an elf.
Yeah, well,
Cairo?
suck.
It was Cairo, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I wrote it down.
Cool.
And I wrote his name too. I have it on my iPad. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. But yeah, we believe he headed to Cairo, Egypt.
Right into the hands
That
of the
is-
cult of Set.
That's correct.
She finishes your statement. That's what we were hoping to avoid. You managed to create a very loud disturbance in the city. The death of Al Capone, the disruption of his gang, the onslaught and death and destruction on the street, none of which we asked you for. We could have hoped that you would have been a little bit more quiet in your endeavors. Too many eyes are looking at the council now. But luckily, there are other forces in the town that is dividing their attention. Everybody's wondering who did what to whom. So it's probably best you all leave town as quickly as possible, perhaps to Cairo, before some party or another decides to abscond with you on the streets. At least until things quiet down.
So you want us to head to Egypt then, is what you're saying?
We tasked you with finding the relic forest, didn't we?
That's correct.
Do you wish to keep your nice apartments and the fat paycheck we give you each month? We do expect you to complete the mission and the task at hand. This relic was stolen from our lands. Not only from our hands, but your hands. You're one of us. Speaking of one of us, she turns to one of her counselor members and whispers in his ear, and he kind of nods, frowns a little bit, gets up and walks out of the room. That brings us to another point. You're bringing somebody with you.
Who are we bringing with us?
Another individual that needs to disappear from Chicago for a time.
Who needs to disappear?
One of our comrades, another elf who has strayed from the path. Many in the council would see him hanged in Lincoln Park. Others wish to keep him alive, saying he's one of us. I am one of those voices. So it's time for him to disappear for a while and forget. A minute later, you see somebody brought in chains. And that's you, Thornton Leeds. You get walked up to the council table. You've seen this table like a couple days ago when they first brought you in. And the council leader orders your shackles taken off, and they're taken off. And she looks at you sternly and says, "You're accompanying this group of people, or you can die on the gallows in Lincoln Park. Your choice."
He looks around and he's like, I have to go with these mooks? I don't even know them.
Well, you'll get to learn them on the voyage across the ocean to Egypt.
Yeah, if it's between getting my neck stretched and I guess I don't have a choice, huh?
And not only that, you'll be helping out your own people recover a stolen artifact, a very valuable one.
Yeah, he looks like he doesn't. he looks back at her kind of confused when she says artifact, like he doesn't quite know what she means by that.
Your character, your character does have a vague impression of what artifacts are.
Yeah,
and that spellcasters like them.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, you don't know the full meaning and potential behind them, unless you want to roll an intellect check.
Also, not that bright. No, he's not that bright.
Okay.
He didn't have formal schooling, so he's just like, these are big words. I don't know what you're talking about.
So she looks at you and says, "Agreed, then. You will accompany them to Egypt on the mission. You will earn pay just like they do. And then upon your return, you will be a free man. And you will have helped our community greatly."
He kind of smirks. He's like, Egypt? Like with the pyramids?
That's correct.
And he does this motion. He's like, with the pyramids?
And you'll get to
He's
do
like,
what
are we going to do? Fight some mummies?
You'll get to do what you do best over there.
He nods his head. He understands.
Your tickets will be available at your quarters at this afternoon. Transport should be prepared for you across the ocean by 7 a.m. tomorrow.
Victor tentatively raises a hand. If I could
The counselor kind of looks at you and shakes her head and looks back to Aether King. What does your friend want?
They needed guidance. They needed your help on something.
Which is?
They'll be able to better explain their situation if you would let Victor to let you know.
Very well. Speak.
Uh,
Speak
so
already.
so I was I was a bit dragged into this with with the other ones.
Is there a
Uh,
point to all of this? Just get to the
yes,
point.
I, because of your business, am now dying, and I was hoping I could speak to one of your ritual mages, the ones behind that field you have around your parks, if they could help me.
You would need a trip to the United Kingdom for that. The ritual mages came across the ocean to build that circle for us.
And they're maintaining it from there?
Now it's permanent. Took them almost a full year to create it. You could say it's empowered by the very earth that you stand on.
I see. Well, that was all my business.
In fact, you four are probably, well, no, three. She only knows about three of you. You three are probably the most powerful power users in Chicago at the moment. I'm sure you can find any help within your own group.
Okay, well,
Meeting,
I believe this meeting's over then.
that is correct.
Well, Thornton, welcome to the group.
I guess we're going to Egypt with you birds, huh?
Seems to be the plan.
No, seems like a plan to me.
You guys
as long as I
wanted
ain't
to,
as long as I ain't getting hanged, you know.
Let's head out of here.
yeah, you guys want to describe your characters to him real quick
Uh,
so he knows who he's looking at. Start with Aether King.
Just
Start with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't have to describe your personality or anything. You'll learn that through gameplay, but your looks, how you look, what you look like.
Oh, okay. So, Aether King is an elf, has green eyes, very tall, and very long honey brown curly hair. There you go.
And she's extremely beautiful.
Mm-hmm. And suffers bad dreams.
Ah.
And is a magic user.
Just description, just looks.
Oh, okay.
That's just him looking
Then
over
I'm good then.
looking over the group. Victor, can you describe yourself real quick?
so Victor is a beautiful young man of he's tall-ish, but he has gold eyes, dark hair, and pale skin. He tends to dress simple, but definitely on the finer side of things when he can. And right now he looks like he is like 10 seconds from like losing his cool.
And you notice unconsciously, Victor keeps rubbing his cheek. You don't know why. Astor Smith.
She is in her early 20s, so she's young. She has very long blonde hair that's usually pinned up halfway, like that halfway. And she kind of like has, I guess, brown eyes, normal looking face, and right now she probably looks tired and or pissed.
And now
Like usually as a constant.
And now Nicholas.
Nicholas has short, swept back black hair, deep brown eyes. He's relatively pale and has almost always has bags under his eyes, rare occasions that he doesn't from lack of sleep, and he's pretty tall. He's 5'11".
And then you have Seth, who's also sitting at the table. He's an NPC that I control. He's quite obviously, or at least looks like a World War One vet. He's probably in his late 30s and he's scarred. Looks like he took shrapnel to the side of his face. You also see a lot of scarring on his right arm, possibly also from some explosion and shrapnel damage. His eyes are very wary. They're always darting around. He seems to be watching everything and everyone, including the door behind him. Other than that, he's skinny, almost to the point of emaciation. He looks like he doesn't keep himself up. His clothes are kind of wrinkled, like he slept in them. Other than that, he looks like he's ready for any engagement. And now you can describe yourself.
All right. Thornton is wearing some basic black slacks, a button-up shirt. He looks pretty well dressed, but you can tell that his clothes aren't very expensive. He has dark skin and a sizable muscular build. You can tell that, he's not that old. Like he's freshly either a teenager or just out of his teens. But he has a gray, he's wearing a gray driver's cap, and he has a short cropped hair. He has a very stern look on his face, but you can tell that he probably grew up rough. Couple of like his hands are. You can tell that he's worked a lot with his hands. His knuckles are very big and calloused. His hands are calloused. You can tell that he comes from a very humble working class background. There's nothing rich about him. You could just tell that yes, this guy is probably a gangster. This guy's probably not good. And he likes to keep that demeanor.
What do you find out what these guys have been up to? Okay, so you guys heading back to your apartments, or are you heading out off of tribal lands?
I believe we're heading off of tribal lands.
Okie dokie. Everybody disappeared
On
again.
the way out, Thornton asks if he can get his stuff back.
The
sure he didn't come unarmed.
the lady and her counsel already vacated the premises while you were looking each over. But when you look back to ask her, they quietly disappeared. I mean, you didn't even really notice from the point when they were all sitting there, and you turn back around after reviewing everybody, they're all gone. But you see your equipment sitting nicely on the table.
Kind of is like, all right, okay. Yes, it's
All right. Out of character.
So going through them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Out of character, your character specifically, does he work with Bugs Moran, or does he work with underlings under Bugs Moran? Do you know?
Underlings under Bugs Moran. He works for a loan shark who works for Bugs Moran.
Okay, got it. All right, so you're not going to run into any major issues with Bugs Moran himself. That means he doesn't really know you.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are heading out of tribal lands, going where? I forget where you guys were going to go first.
The academy.
You're heading to the academy, okay, which is only about a block south of the tribal lands anyway. So all you really need to do is walk. And unfortunately, we got to wait for Astor Smith. And is Victor here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, we need Astor Smith present, because all your characters are about to die.
Yeah.
Got it.
You
You
guys,
know, probably what's gonna happen to Victor regardless, you know?
Well, you're all going to die anyway in this game, so I hope you guys have second characters prepared.
Absolutely
Nice.
did not.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
That's okay.
Master
I
Smith's
can make
probably gonna
another
need
one.
another
That's the
invite
fun part.
soon. Their internet dropped out.
Oh, their internet dropped out.
Yeah.
No, say it isn't so. Does she need a reinvite?
Most likely.
Probably.
She's gone. She left us.
So so just
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know, just in commentary. God damn, the council sucks.
Yeah, they seem pretty mean.
Seth,
Mhm.
Mean, yeah, that's the word. I was gonna go more racist, but
Seth kind of like looks at you and he says, "Well, they are elves."
that's not. Look, I don't look at an elf and expect them to be a dick. However, I am gonna look at the council and expect it.
We're elves too. Thornton's an elf.
Yeah, but I don't look like you guys barely know me. I you can make assumptions.
Look,
I mean,
guess
your
that's
first
just
meeting, they
saying.
wheeled me out in chains. I mean, that's not a good.
No offense, Aether, but like, is this a cult? Do you need help? Because this feels like a cult.
I was fine until recently, you know.
No, nah. Blink twice if you think this is a cult. Like, if you're under duress, I understand, but like, yikes.
All right,
That
you.
was a lot of racism.
The first thing you guys see when you
Sounds like
leave
visiting home.
the border of the tribal lands is 3 black sedans. Well, no, I'm sorry, 2 black sedans, one at either end of the block. You're heading south. They're coming in from the east and west parked. You've seen these cars before. Usually it's only one. This time you see 2. And the minute you start walking south down the street towards the university, the 2 cars pull out and start following you. You recognize them instantly, Thornton. Southside gang members.
Uh-oh.
I mean, not Southside, Northside gang members, Bugs Moran's guys.
Yeah, that's not good.
They just like following us, you know. It's their hobby at this point.
Yeah, this time you guys notice there's 2 cars. And then you head about a block, you're getting close towards, or you're in view of the academy when another car from the south is heading towards you as well.
Okay.
So a third car?
A third car. And it pulls up and stops right at the corner before you cross the street to head onto the university grounds. And you see 4 guys get out, 2 of them holding Tommy guns, another guy with a shotgun, another guy with a 45. And the 2 cars behind you also kind of like swerve and turn flat, blocking the road behind you. And you see 4 guys pour out of each of those cars as well. So a total of 12 guys.
Is there any alleyways?
Well, there's areas you could, and you could bolt and run. You find something, but they're pretty close. I mean, they pulled up really close to you guys with
Okay.
with weapons out.
Can't catch a damn break.
So, there's what, like, essentially 16 guys
12.
here? 12?
Yeah, four
That's-
guys per car. There's only 3 cars.
So there's 12 guys here.
Yep.
Victor kind of just holds up his hands. Like, what
Yeah.
do we do?
Thornton does the same. Goes, whoa! I work, and says the
Keeping the white
name
flag.
of the loan shark that
Victor?
he works
As you
for.
start raising your hands, you hear one of the guys, "Let them have it!" And they all raise their guns up instantly. Roll initiative.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
baby.
Oh, pal. What did we do to
What did we do? You know we did.
Well,
what did
7,
I do?
13
Okay, what
in
did
the initiative.
Victor do?
Well,
I should have
it's
just got
me
him.
now. All right, it's me now. It's too late. It's too late.
The Thornton initiative is 1d6 plus your agility.
Okay. That's what I was about
I
to
got
ask.
11.
1d6 plus agility.
I got 6.
I'm at a 13.
It's not your modifier, it's the agility score itself.
Yeah, agility score itself plus a d6.
And
12.
All right, Nicholas, you're first. You see them
Okay.
all raise up their weapons pointed at you guys. It looks like they're getting ready to just gun you down in the street.
How grouped up are they?
Well, they're separated between each car.
Hmm.
The two cars behind you are probably about 15 feet apart. So those guys, when they come out of the car, about 15 feet apart. Some of them have cover, two of them popped out on the other side. And the other car from the south is a good distance from the other two cars. But they're all within at least 20 feet of you guys.
System resource.
We're like on the side of a road, right?
Well, you're on the block going south towards the academy. I mean, you're in view of the academy right now,
5 meters, 16 feet radius.
which is pretty bold for these guys to break out the guns right in front of a government building.
Well, I'm gonna create a poison cloud around the two cars with a 5-point spell.
5-point spell, huh?
Yep.
you're taking out the cars?
The men around the two cars and trying to go for as many of them as possible.
Yeah, you have, with a 5-point spell, you've got enough of a radius to cover both those cars without a problem.
And not cover us, right?
Well, unless the wind blows it over to you.
Yeah, but we have someone that can stop that.
Well, if you don't maintain it, it'll be gone the next round anyway. It'll just dissipate on its own.
Yep. I'm gonna do that poison spell, which is gonna be my death primary, and
Are you synergizing?
um,
And how are you
No.
synergizing? No.
I can't really think of a way to synergize a cloud of poison with life and whatnot.
All right, just death magic. Go for it.
59 against 83.
59 against 83. You create it. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay, our damage on a 5-point spell is 3d6. Let's go.
3d6 for each person.
5, 3, 3. So the first 3d6 is going to be 11 points of damage.
Okay.
Do I have to roll per person, or is that just
Per
the
person.
cloud itself?
Yeah.
Oh, geez, I'm going to pull out a fucking program for that.
You don't have dice on hand? You're using electronic dice like I am?
No, I just don't have that many dice on hand right now. I would have to go looking around my room.
All right. Thornton, you had a 12, right? Well, he's doing that. You can go ahead and
Yes.
take your action.
I guess I'm going to pull out my gun and start shooting.
Okay. You got 2 actions a turn during a combat round. You can move and attack,
Okay.
attack and attack, defend and defend, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Yep. You see a poisonous cloud come up, and you see the 8 guys behind you coughing and gagging in it, but it looks like they're still moving. The people in front of you are in the clear. There's 2 guys in front of the car, which are open, no cover. The 2 guys behind the car have cover.
All right. Would I be able to move to cover and then fire?
You can find cover, yeah. You just move over to the building like right next to you, and you can shoot around the corner of it. So that would be a move action, and you can get to it easy
One of
enough.
them's definitely dead.
Okay.
Okay, I got all the other 7 rolls.
Okay, anything above 10?
We got 11, 11, 13, 13, and 17. So 5 above 10.
5 above 10. Okay,
Yeah.
so 5 of them drop.
And then there's that original 11.
The original 11.
So,
Okay, so I mean,
and
there's 8 guys there that you encompassed.
yeah, I have 2 of those total rolls that don't break 10. It's a 4 and a 6.
Okay, so those 2 guys are still standing. Some of them you killed outright. A few others are on the ground, just like coiling in pain. And then you have 2 guys that are still standing with their guns out. All right, back to you, Leeds.
Okay. So it says that the damage on my Colt is a 1d6 plus 2. So just roll a 1d6.
Well, you
Like,
got to roll
I'm not sure how to make it.
you got to roll against your skill first to see if you hit them.
Okay.
So what's your skill score with the gun?
Skill score with the gun is.
Oh,
Sorry,
geez.
gotta back to the skills. Let's see. My guns. It says that the base skill is a 25 and the skill bonus is a 30.
Okay, so 25, 35, 45, 55. Your base skill is 55. So you got a 55% chance to hit them each time you fire the gun.
Okay.
Yeah. You're behind cover. If you took a round to aim, you could add another 10 points to that score. But right now, as of right now, you have 55% chance. So on D100.
Okay.
Well, on for your guns, isn't it your total rolling on that a 70 for your gun skill?
I don't know, is it?
Well, that's what I'm looking at.
Oh, okay, so he's got a 70.
Yeah.
That's what so it looks like you got a
Oh
70.
yeah. Yeah. Sorry, the total would be a 70. Yeah.
Okay, so you got a 70.
On a D100, right?
Yep.
All right. And I rolled a 98.
98. Ooh.
Yes.
Oh my god.
All right, 98. So anything 90 to 100 is a failure, crit failure.
Yep. Off rip.
Anything 1 to 10 is a positive crit.
Okay.
Right.
That's not a problem.
So you attempted to fire the gun and you see the clip fall out and hit the ground. Apparently, when they gave you the gun back, they didn't put the clip in all the way. What kind of gun do you have, by the way?
I have a. Sorry, I have to switch back to the screen.
Just in case it doesn't have a clip.
I have a Colt M1917.
Okay, so yeah.
I also have a Colt 1911, but I was fine with the 1970.
Yeah, it's a clipped gun. So basically, you pointed the gun to aim, and the clip just fell out.
He's like, "Oh, come on!"
Performance issues?
So that was your 2 actions for the round.
Mhm.
And then who was next? That was
I am.
That was 11. You're next. All right.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You're going in 10, right?
No, I rolled an 11.
All right. Lucky. My guy goes just after you. All right.
I have 10 also.
11. What you doing? Just give them a
So-
flashy smile and they'll stop shooting.
No. So I thought maybe I could do like a shield, an air shield, but then I felt like last time, I don't know if that'll work out so well because then everyone else will try and like do something and then they'll hurt us on the inside, I guess. I don't know.
You can always do a shield closer to the enemy.
That's right, I could. Um
Oh, 5-point spell. Thomas is gone. Where'd he go?
I don't know.
Oh, I turned
Or
off my
I
camera
could,
while I'm looking around my room for my dice.
Go ahead and make a fatigue check.
I did. I was just waiting for a good time to mention it. I rolled a 53, which is stumble and fall 1 round to recover.
Okay. All right, Aether, what you doing?
Okay, I'm going to
Guys getting ready to
use
shoot
my
you.
air. Huh?
Guys getting ready to shoot you. You see his
Yeah,
gun
I know.
coming
I'm
up?
gonna use my air magic to push them back, like the ones in front of us, the ones that just came in front of us.
Right.
I'm
So you're
going to use air to push them back very hard so that they fall over.
So you're gonna need to put a lot of points in it.
Yes. Would
3 could do it. 5 will certainly get the job done.
I'm gonna put 4.
4, middle of the road.
And use one of my PowerPoint.
Just one of your PowerPoints.
We'll only have one. I know I'm going to use my PowerPoint ring.
Okay, so you're expending 3 PowerPoints then.
That's correct.
All right, go for it.
Okay, so PowerPoints. I'll have 3 left. And then I got to roll 100, right?
100.
Yes.
You rolled 100?
No, I'm about to roll it now.
Oh, darn. I was hoping for another crit.
I got a 28.
28?
Yeah.
That would work. All right, you create your powerful gust of wind. 4 points is more than enough to get the radius you need to hit all 4 of those guys. 2 of them are behind cover, but the 4 points was enough to blow the car over too.
Mhm.
So go ahead and roll your damage for those 4 guys.
Damage is what now?
It's on the chart. 2d6 plus 3, I think. I don't have the chart
Yes,
up in
it
front
is.
of me. 2d6 plus 3. So roll 2d6 plus 3 4 times.
Okay. So got a 4 and then a 5.
3 of the guys definitely get blown over. One of the guys is still standing while he's kneeling.
So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got a 9. You said plus 3?
Yeah, 2d6 plus 3.
Yeah, so 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 for the first one.
Okay.
3, 10 for the next one.
Gotcha.
4, 10 again.
All right.
5, 9. So 9 plus 3, 12.
12.
1. So 6 plus 3, 9.
All right. You see 3 of the guys get like bowled over and roll a good number of feet, getting all scratched up and knocked up. And you see one guy get pushed kind of over, but not. He just kind of like drops down to his knees rather roughly, and he looks shaken.
Okay.
Okay. And you pretty much killed the one guy who was getting ready to attack. The one guy behind you, though, in the poison cloud that's still alive, decides to fire his shotgun. And you guys are still grouped except for Thornton. So Thornton's not in the blast radius. And
I have a 10, by the way, just saying.
boom. Yeah, you're going into the same round he is.
Okay.
What were you planning to do?
I had 2 ideas, so I was just kind of waiting to see how everything else played out before I made my decision.
Okay. Let me go ahead and do these 2 shotgun blasts. Aster Smith was missed. Aether King was missed.
That's right.
Victor Howell was missed.
I'm not getting shot today.
And Nicholas Masari you got hit.
Oh, damn. I would have thought I was the hardest one to hit on the ground.
It's a shotgun blast, so it's got a radius, and you guys are grouped. But you only take 2 points of damage from it.
Okay, that's fine.
Yep. Second blast.
No.
Aster Smith was missed.
Ooh.
Aether King hit.
Ooh.
Aether King takes 1 point of damage.
Okay.
Victor,
1 point.
Yep. Victor Howell was hit.
All right.
You take 2 points of damage.
Son of a bitch. That's how in character.
And Nicholas Masari hit again.
Okay.
1 point this time.
Okay.
So a little bit of the buckshot strafed you guys. Nothing serious. Basically, the guy's kind of firing blind from from within the poison cloud, and he's choking, gasping while he's shooting. Aether King, roll against fatigue table for me.
Teak table?
Fatigue table. Yeah. Every round you do a combat action, you get to roll fatigue.
Okay, so 100.
Wait,
I rolled a 3.
You have
I thought
fatigue.
we only did got fatigue whenever we cast the
when you
spells.
do a combat action and she casts a spell.
Oh, okay.
Thornton didn't have to roll because he didn't do anything because his clip fell.
I do have a question about it.
Yes,
If we roll the fatigue table, even if we're not out of PowerPoints, what's the point? Why are we able to cast into the negative? Like
because
continue casting when we're at negative? Wouldn't we
'cause
pass
when
out
you-
once we hit negative?
no, there's what's called the wound table. So once you start casting a negative, you're actually drawing power out of your own body and causing yourself damage. So
And
above 0, you're getting fatigued, more and more fatigued as you're draining yourself of power points. And then once you go into the negatives, now you're starting to cause yourself actual damage.
Am I
alright.
really knocked out from that one spell?
If that's what happened.
For
how long? This is how the system was supposed to work originally.
I'm knocked out, guys. Take care of
That's-
me.
So you drained yourself 5 power points in one go, or 4 power points in one go, and it just, ugh. How long you knocked out for?
I can't read it, it's blurry.
You can't read it, it's blurry.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 3, Thomas. I rolled a 3.
Knocked out for 1d4 hours.
Roll that d4.
Okay.
I just did. You're good
Oh.
to go for you're good to go for 1 hour. You don't have to worry about anything for 1 hour.
Yeah, I don't think this
Unless
fight's
I
gonna last
die
that
during
long.
that hour.
They can wake you up after combat. Let's see here. Aster, what are you doing? You just see Aether King cast a powerful wind spell, and then she falls onto the ground.
How many people are left?
Well, you've got one person in front of you to the south, and then you have at least 2 people still moving north of you, behind you guys. The rest of them are
Okay.
roiling in the poison cloud. 2 of them are in the poison cloud, gasping, but they still look active.
Okay. Okay, I'm on to. Oh my goodness.
That's why you got to roll high on those tables.
Oof. I'm trying to think of what I want to do with my water right now. I'm trying to like. I think I'm gonna do like So if I do a 5-point spell, that's like 16 feet radius. So maybe I could do like a big one big slash to try to like affect the radius of 16 feet to get as many people in one slash as I can with water.
You're gonna have to put enough points into it for that.
Well, 16 feet sounds good for 5 points, right?
16 feet will catch one group. So you could target the 2 guys, or you could target the 1 guy in front of you.
Because the rest of them are just like,
yeah, 16 feet won't do both.
okay. And everyone else is just kind of incapacitated or just not able to shoot.
Incapacitated or dead.
Okay.
It looks like the 3 guys in front of you, 3 of the guys in front of you are dead. I mean, she like bowled them over with the car and the wind. One of the other guy is just on his knees trying to take aim.
Okay, why not? I'll just do the 5-point. I'll like get the 2 guys. Might as well
Okay.
get 2.
You're gonna do a 5-point spell on him?
Would a 4-point spell suffice for 2 dudes?
I don't know. You're the mage.
It's 8 feet. If they're both next to each other, that
You-
should be okay, right?
You can see how much damage you cause with whatever points you use. and they're close together, so 8 feet's more than adequate to catch them both. But is it enough damage?
It's powerful.
There you go.
So I'll do the 4 points, 2 from my ring, 2 from my normal points.
All right, make your roll.
Okay. D100. I got a 39.
39.
Yeah.
That would be a success. So go ahead and roll your damage on those 2 guys.
Okay, so 4-point spell is 2d6 plus 3. Okay.
And just for an example for Thornton Lead, since you're new to the game, in character, you see a fire hydrant fairly close. It's across the street, probably about 20 feet away to the south. All of a sudden burst, and you see the water pour from it, swirl into a gigantic arc, thins down into like the shape of a blade, and swipes at the 2 guys behind you.
Hey, he's not complaining. He's just like, oh.
I got a 12 for my damage roll.
For one of them. All right, do your second damage roll for the other guy.
Oh yeah. Okay. 13.
13.
God
Okay,
damn.
you see both of their heads get separated from their bodies and go flying.
That's crazy. I wonder who did that. It wasn't me.
You can't keep denying this.
You can't see it in detail because the poisonous cloud is still kind of like covering up visibility a little bit, so I can't give you all of the details on the blood and gore. But you do see
You know,
the head.
Aster's becoming a bit of a sociopath.
Listen, they came up on me and she's not in a good mood, so I'm just saying.
Aster out here brutally murdering folk and being like, I simply don't know how that happened.
That's crazy.
Well, you already took all the actions for the bad guys, so Victor, you're left.
How many are still alive?
Just one.
Oh, just one?
Just one. One to the south of you. He's already on his knees.
He's on his he's surrendering?
No, he's got his gun pointed at you, getting ready to shoot.
Oh, in that case, I'm putting 2 points into a synergizing ritual and control, to essentially make him a thrall.
Make him a thrall?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Is it one you're going to maintain?
Not for long. It's not going to be something I'm just going to be maintained long.
Okay, because you can either do it in combat rounds or you can do it in days. It's up to you.
Yeah, it's going to be in combat rounds.
Okay, so you're just going to turn him into a thrall. Go ahead and make your roll.
All right, that's a D100 plus.
Plus the 10% for your synergy. So what's your
And-
skill?
Oh, in both of those?
Yeah, your skill. No, just your spell casting skill. Your synergizing is automatic. So
Okay, so the spellcasting skill, which is ritual, right?
right, ritual magic, And then-
64.
and then you add 10% to it for synergizing, so 74.
Yes.
So 74 and a D100. Roll super high, like in the 90s.
Got a 13.
I wanted you to roll in the 90s. All right, 13, you hit, unfortunately. All right, my last bad guy.
So he's under my thrall now?
Yeah, he failed his save.
Fantastic. Victor walks up to him, leans towards him now that he's under thrall, and sits there and tells him, goes to him and goes, take your gun, put it under your chin, and pull the trigger.
He does. You see the back of his head fly out, and blood sprays all over the concrete.
And Victor dusts himself off and walks towards the school.
All right. You see Victor walking off to school. What are the rest of you doing?
Walking off to the school, you said?
That's everyone.
That's everyone.
Well, I
Well,
get up off the ground.
Am I still passed
I
out?
kick.
Yes.
Thornton almost had a chance to kill a couple people with his gun, but
Oh no! As my gun fell apart in my hands.
Am I
like,
still
"No, no, no,
passed
no, no."
out?
say what?
Am I still passed out?
Now they can slap you awake.
Well, so I am.
Okay, I'm gonna slap you awake.
You wake up, Aether.
Aster goes over to Aether and kind of like zhuzhes her and slaps her a little bit. Hey, wake up! Come on.
Or you can dump water from that hydrant on her.
Ugh, what
It's
happened?
Fight's over. You passed out, Seth says.
I passed out?
Yeah, it was pretty quick, though. I didn't even get a chance to shoot.
Oh, really?
You did a good job.
Aster's going to go around and collect any money off of the bodies, avoiding any
Careful
smoke
of the
clouds.
poison fog.
I said
Thornton
avoiding
said
all
it.
the smoke
Esther, I
clouds.
love how easily it is for you to go search through dead people's bodies. Like
Why do
it's
you
a
think
normal
she's
routine
rich?
for you.
She's not wasting money, right?
Yeah.
What do you want?
Thornton does the same
All right.
and starts eyeing those Tommy guns and stuff.
Oh,
and
yeah,
shotguns.
they're still there. You can find one's
All right.
in decent condition.
All right. Well, I would like to take a Tommy gun and all their extra ammo.
All right,
Maybe
you
a
got it.
shotgun. Sweet.
There's 4 Tommy guns on the scene. There's a good number of shotguns. The 4 Tommy guns have 1 drum each. They didn't bring any extra drums with them, so that's 4 drums. That's 400 rounds.
Sweet.
So 400 round or 100 round drums.
All right.
Do we know what gang they're from? Or
Yeah,
not really?
Northside Gang.
Northside gang?
Yeah,
we're
same
down.
same guys that have been following you for a while. By this time, you guys have managed to understand the difference between the Northside Gang and the government following you.
Victor kind of looks at the rest of the group. He's like, you guys have an appointment. You coming?
I get up and use my magic to patch up any wounds that I have from the shotgun blasts
Right.
running it through the ring. So using the 1 point.
Were
I
there any
collect
car keys or
myself and
anything?
get up and get ready to go to the college.
Yeah, car keys are in the cars.
Sweet.
You gonna take a car?
Yeah, I'm gonna take a car over to the school
They're
and
all
load it up with weapons.
How many monies do I get from collecting?
how much monies?
Yes.
You get 3 cents.
What? All these guys only have 3 cents? That's crazy.
All right, all right. All total between them, you come up with $28.03.
$28.
That's a shit ton of money for this time period.
Yeah, that
It
is.
is 12 dead people, though.
True. That's
Each one of them only had a couple dollars and some change on them.
Yeah, they're just here to murder. They're not here. They had money for coffee and murders.
Mhm.
I don't think the
Murder
Elven Council is
Incorporated.
gonna really like this.
the Elven
Murder and a
Council-
bagel.
Well, it was off tribal lands.
I guess that's true.
It was right in front of the academy.
So I
Almost.
think that's a bigger problem for you. Because aren't you like because the academy is also your bosses.
I mean, I don't really see them having a problem with us killing criminals in self-defense.
As long as you go get the artifact for them.
What are you talking
Wait.
about? I'm pretty sure at least one of those criminals simply killed themselves.
Obviously.
Did they have any jewelry or anything?
If you look around, one of them has a pocket watch.
Oh, I'll take that too.
The other ones have various rings. You see one guy with a necklace with a gold cross.
Yeah, Thornton's gonna loot the jewelry since she's looting the money.
Alrighty. Yep, gold cross on a gold chain.
Sweet. And a cool new pinky ring. Look
Yep.
more and more the part.
Yep, all of them had rings of some sort. Let's see here. Anything else special on them? No, nothing really special.
We can sell all this stuff.
You come up between the all the shotgunners. You come up with 36 shotgun shells.
Nice. So let me write that down so I remember.
We're gonna gather 45 clips as well.
Yep.
All right.
I'm gonna stock up on ammo and a car, and I'll sell off the rest of the guns later if we get a chance.
Yeah. All total, there was 6 1911 service pistols. So that's 6 clips of 12 rounds each.
Sweet. Okay.
There was the 4 Tommy guns and 4 shotguns.
Okay.
And the shotguns are all pump actions.
Thornton. Notes. 4 Tommy guns.
Okay, it takes you about 10 minutes or so to collect all of this item. And about the end of your search, you start to hear sirens in the distance.
Yeah. I mean, I just steal the car and move.
Okay. Is anybody else getting in the car with Thornton?
I will.
Don't we
Okay.
have been
I'm gonna
Yeah, we can
continue going to the academy.
Yeah, like at this point,
Yeah, no,
Victor's
we can go.
probably at the top of the stairs.
Yeah,
like
you're
at
already-
the door.
Probably
Entering
Okay, then I'll
it,
just
he's
walk into the
done.
school.
I'm not far behind.
I'm just gonna walk into the school.
You're
Victor
gonna
really sat there, made a man kill himself, and then was like, okay, well, back to my business.
Are you parking the car at the academy,
Oh, yeah.
Thornton? All right.
Of course.
All
I'm
right.
gonna
You
pull it
go
off to the side so the cops don't think that that car belongs with the others.
right. As you guys pile up to the doorway, you see the first cop car coming down the street.
Well, that was pretty quick response time.
I mean, it's right in front of a government building. Did you expect it to take long?
Well, the police station is only about 3 blocks from here to the west.
All right, let's hurry this up. So we can get
Interestingly,
going,
the
because-
police station is right next to a speakeasy too.
Of course it is.
That I believe. That I 100% believe. They probably
Well,
go
what else
there
are they
on their
supposed to do after work?
Exactly.
we should hurry up before we get into more trouble.
But you're into the main lobby of the academy anyway.
That's bold words for a person who just spent the past 15 minutes taking wallets.
It is money, so
they're
it
trying to
says.
kill us.
Of
I'm gonna take their
the
money.
freshly killed.
They're trying to kill us. I'm gonna take their money.
Says the richest person in the group.
That's
I know.
why I
and
am the
only
richest
one
person
that's
in the
going
group.
snooping through their pockets,
I get a
stealing their
government
money.
paycheck.
The secretary is looking at you all strangely.
Can't patch up my last bullet.
I go up to the secretary and say, we're here for a meeting with
Yes, of course.
Professor Raul. I can't say his name. Mohamedi.
Mohamedi.
Yes,
Raul Mohamedi.
Raul Mohamedi.
That's the Egyptologist, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that's
that's the wrong. That's the wrong
Wrong
teacher.
teacher. Nadine Sinclair.
There we go.
You don't want to
I'm
talk
the
to the
wrong name.
Egyptologist?
No, I have
No.
a
They
meeting
already
with
did
Nadine Sinclair.
yesterday.
I just got the names confused.
Okie dokie. All right, so you're gonna go find Dean. She tells you that he's in class so and so. and you can go meet him there after his first class at
Quick question.
at
How
your
many
designated
shotgun
appointment
rounds
time.
did you say?
38. I think I said 38. I just made a roll, so that's what I got.
Okay. 38.
I believe I said 38. Close enough.
All right. Just wrote all that down.
All right. All right. So you head off to the class, and at your appointed hour to meet with him, the class is ending, and you see students filing out. And then you go in, and Dean is sitting there waiting for you.
Oh, they let me come with them?
No, not you.
Oh.
They don't let you pass the door. Wait a minute.
What about me?
Wait a minute. 1 second. The same guy you talked to the day before is the secretary. And as soon as he sees you, he winks and then kind of nods his head to say, go ahead.
Oh, look at that. Victor gives him a grateful smile and gives him a little wink as he walks by.
And Seth kind of like glares at him when he walks by. And he looks over at you, Thornton, and he says, you might as well come too.
Thornton smiles and goes, all right.
All right, so you all go in and you wait on Dean, and Dean's class ends and you go in. Dean's sitting there. What do you want?
Well, the list grew, obviously. There's 3 issues that we have to deal with.
And what are those?
2 curses and questions about some ritual runes.
What about curses?
Nicholas points at Victor and says, necrosis curse, and on me is a binding curse
Yes.
of some kind.
Interesting. How did you acquire the curse?
I shrug.
You shrug.
Well,
You don't know how you acquired it.
Not exactly. I can take a guess. Followers of Set, 2 mages working for Capone. One's dead now, so I don't really think it was him.
Most curses are usually put on items and handed to you or put on your person. Have you collected anything interesting recently that could have caused it? The magic on it would be fairly faint, but with your power, you might be able to locate it.
Should I roll on
Go ahead
Arcana?
and make an intellect check first as he describes the process to you. And you as well, Victor Howell.
Oh, all right. So
make an intellect check. D10 against your intellect.
6 against 10.
Okay, so you made it. You understand
Oh.
where he's coming from.
Yeah, I rolled a 1.
So that's good.
Yeah.
Low rolls are good rolls. All right.
Yeah.
So basically, as you hear him describing how to find whatever object is cursing you, you discover. Go ahead and make your Arcana check.
Can I use ritual for this?
Yes.
6. 36 against 70.
And that is
Yes.
where's my
Nicholas passed his roll.
I need a neat.
You discover the curse's origin is your silent friend in the corner who is now staring at you.
I got a 32 to 64.
A 32 to 64 out of 64. A 32 to 64.
Yeah, versus my 64 for
Oh,
ritual.
gotcha. Okay. So your curse came across as a touch. So whoever cursed you put the curse directly on you and not on an object.
But they would have had to physically touch me.
They apparently did. And you remember the touch, but it was more in like a dreamlike state. So this curse came from something supernatural in your estimation, according to your role.
Hmm.
Fun.
And how would we go about breaking these curses?
Oh, and by the way, you can see her curse, right?
Yes, Nicholas can see Victor's curse.
Yeah, you see half her
Yeah.
face is rotted off.
Oh, Jesus
Or,
Christ.
yeah, half his face is rotted off. I'm sorry.
That is.
Like all the way down to the bone, and you see even some of the bone of her skull like eroding away.
Okay, so I follow up with asking the professor, and how would we go about removing these curses?
Interesting, since it's not an actual physical object on your person that you could just throw away, you're probably going to have to do some ritual magic to counter it or sever the connection somehow. He himself doesn't see the curse.
So,
He says, "You're a
this,
ritual mage, aren't you, Victor Howell?"
I am, but I never really took to in-depth study on it.
He says, "Create a protection circle to sever the connection of both curses. Depending on the power of the curses that have been placed on you, which build over time, will be the length of days you need to remove the curse."
Victor kind of looks at the professor and goes, "Look, just for I will that is great advice. I will be working on doing that. But do you happen to have any like extra books like beginner work that I can look over?"
You're a student here, correct? Which means you have access to the library.
Kind of looks over at at um at Seth. See if Seth's gonna try and keep him out to see if like to kind of figure out if Seth intends to like keep him out the library.
He says, "Listen, chalk or a salt outline will do. Create your circle, sit in it, concentrate on the curse, and then use your powers to create the magic circle to sever it. Simple. You don't really need a book for it."
And it's less that and more like apparently with going around with these lovely folk, I've gotten myself we've gotten into more trouble than I was expecting.
Okay.
And I'm realizing I'm not quite equipped to not die against that trouble.
Anybody know what are you talking about?
Do you have any recommendations for books that we should look for in the library to help boost their study of their power?
Well, of course. He writes down a list for you and hands it to you.
Okay.
You should all know this. You go here. You know where the books are at.
I mean, recommendations are always better.
You must be falling behind on your studies.
We haven't had much time to study lately. Can I do an intellect check to get a estimate of how long I may have been cursed?
How? Yeah, you could. Go ahead and make your Arcana check.
Okay. Okay. 33 against 70.
Okay. She is not cursed. You are.
And
She
how
is
long?
the object of your curse. So as long as you hold that object is how long you will be cursed. It's the simple thing as cursing a rock and putting it in somebody's pocket and they walk off instantly, they're cursed as long as they carry that rock around with them. As long as you carry her around with them, you'll be cursed.
I was more so trying to do a more memory of when the curse may have started.
About the time you saw the tentacles.
Okay, so a week?
So in essence, yeah, probably about a week.
Okay. That's just so that I have more information to give Victor when they try to.
Yeah, and your curse is not a necrotic one, it's more of a degenerative one, where you lose your strength over time, strength of will, which means loss of power points.
Oh,
And your curse is also supernatural as compared to Victor's curse, which is also achieved supernaturally. Except Victor's was via touch, and yours was via an object that you hold dear.
okay.
But both curses can be summoned. But your friend herself is not cursed. You are.
Okay.
She's just the object of your curse.
So I do have a question about the necrosis.
Mhm.
So I can't see or feel it, right?
Right. But
But
Nicholas, out of character, Nicholas has the capability of seeing things supernaturally. So he sees your curse eating away at you. You feel it right now as tingles, but eventually what Nicholas sees, you will begin to see over time.
because I was asking about that because I was wondering if like has it actually started physically or is it right now like more like on a how do I describe it? If it's more on like he's seeing it degrade my spirit, not my physical body.
Correct. Absolutely correct. And it's doing the same thing to him. So remember I described curses to you as affecting people slowly over time, depending on how much power you put into it. That's in essence what has been placed on you.
All right.
So you might not see any ill effects for a week or more. Right now, you feel ill effects more than see them.
Alrighty. So
That's why.
that's what I was wondering because you described it as necrotic, but then I realized it hasn't affected my flesh in any way because you would still be able to heal necrotic damage.
Right. So you feel it. You feel something affecting you. You feel it on your cheek where that lady touched you. That
But that's
snake.
more I'm not feeling it like physically as much as I'm like feeling it in a sixth sense kind of way.
Correct.
All right.
That's why you keep running your hand up to your face because you feel something there, but it's not necessarily physical. There's no damage. You don't see any damage present yet.
Okay.
So you're going to need to create a ritual circle to basically sever the connection of both curses.
All right.
And it'll take a number of days depending how much power was put into those curses. But you won't find that out until you start the ritual. Anybody else doing anything? Asking any questions?
I have a question. How does lucky work?
How does what?
The positive trait lucky work.
Oh, that's something I control.
Okay.
So in certain instances, you're going to get very lucky on certain things. Thank you for telling me you haven't.
Okay.
And what are your other positive traits?
My other positive traits are. So I have to wait for my phone to load up now. It didn't load up the slide. Hold on.
And Dante sent me your character sheet, so at some point I'll review all of your stats.
Yes, I have. Click on that one. let's see, my positive traits are thick skin, lucky, and extreme beauty.
Oh, you're one of them
And my
too.
negative, yeah, and my negative traits are pauper king, forgetful, and daydreamer.
Ah, those
So
are gonna
I'm
be
pretty
fun.
and dumb. Yep,
Oh man,
I'm pretty and dumb.
oh man, brother in arms. I see how it is.
Oh,
Mhm.
gee.
No,
We're
you're
part
gonna
of the
I'm
pretty
just
boy
pretty and
group.
dumb.
you're gonna enjoy Pauper King.
Mm-hmm.
See, my
Oh,
guy is
no.
pretty and absent-minded.
I'm Keanu Reeves. I'm just pretty and dumb.
Anybody else doing anything?
Well, after we get all the information, I'm like, all right, so what do we do then? We had to figure out how long this is going to take to get rid of and then go to Egypt.
Well, you're
can-
I'm gonna
Then
head
just meet
to
up at-
Lane to tell her that we're heading out tomorrow.
tell who?
Well, what about the curse?
What about it?
We can
Is
always
it take-
remove it on the boat.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can create a magic circle anywhere.
Well, if we're leaving tomorrow, what if we get attacked again? Shouldn't we just go as soon as possible? I'm not trying to get pulled up on every day we're here.
Well, the
We're only here for one day.
Elven Council basically said that your tickets will be available this afternoon for a ship departing tomorrow early.
Are you okay to? Are you sure you don't want the day to like grieve?
I'll grieve on the boat.
We're
We
not gonna
do
let her
have
know
to
that we're
go
going.
to
She wanted
the
to come along with
funeral.
us to get her revenge.
Who?
Lane.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, you're gonna talk to her.
Yeah, since we're already here.
Yeah, you can go talk to her.
She's
So-
coming, right?
You gonna talk to her?
Mhm.
All right, so you go into her room.
Yep.
All right, you go up to Ling's room, knock on the door. She answers. She's still kind of battered and bruised, but she's standing.
Mhm.
And she says, "What's the news?
The news is we're heading out tomorrow morning
Tomorrow
Thought we
morning.
were-
Where are you heading?
to Egypt.
And how are you getting there?"
We're gonna get the specifics soon, but we're supposed to leave tomorrow.
I vote.
And
How
am I going with you?
If you're still up to it,
I'm up to it.
then yes.
Yeah, the government will give me tickets on whatever boat you happen to get on. They still want me in charge of you guys.
Okay, then we'll meet you where are we meeting at? Outside the tribal lands, I guess.
might as well just meet at the academy.
I guess we can meet you here.
Yep, just let me know what ship you're on.
Do you know
We'll
what
let
ship
you
we're getting
know.
on?
Not yet.
Not until noon.
Okay.
Can we all stop by the bank? I think I should probably get my money changed to Egyptian currency. At least some of it.
I mean, we should go to your father's cremation.
I think that's the first step, wouldn't you think, Esther?
No,
So you
I
I don't
want to
say
wanna
I
go-
pawn all this stuff.
I don't want to keep adding on and going places. It's just too much. I can't get everything done I want to get done. What am I gonna do with this ashes when I get it? Carry it with me? I'll let some of my other family members handle that. Whoever's around.
nobody?
I mean, I got uncles and aunts somewhere.
You got a mother somewhere too, as far as you haven't looked for her yet. Well, you two didn't get along.
I think she burned alive in the house. That's what my character thinks.
Burned alive.
I just don't see the point in trying to settle all my affairs while gangs and other people might be after us. I just want to try to get on this boat and out of here while everything cools down, and then when we get back, then I'll handle it.
Well, didn't they say they were gonna? Do you at least want to sit there and make a call at a payphone, ask them to not dispose the ashes, or at least deliver them to your estate?
Well, you can take them with you and dump them in the ocean, Seth says.
Okay, we'll make a stop. I'll pick up the ashes, then we'll go to the bank.
Yeah. We don't even have the tickets, and the ashes are going to be a quick thing. You should have your father with you.
It's not like we don't have a car.
If that'll make everybody happy, we'll go pick up my father and then go to the bank.
Look, if you really don't want to do
Make
it,
everyone else happy.
that's fine. But
You
like,
don't want to get your father's ashes.
Oh my god, if we keep talking about this, I'm going to flip out.
look, we are just worried about you.
Aster leaves the room.
Where is Aster Smith going?
Just leaving the room because everyone's annoying her now.
Okay.
Whatever you could turn out the light.
You were so worried about getting your father, and now you're just like,
Because
He's
like,
dead. Not my
like
problem anymore.
she woke up thinking, oh, I'm done with this. I'm just gonna go get my father handle stuff. And now it's like, oh, actually, you guys have to go to Egypt for realsies, and you're gonna be like hunted basically if you don't go. So you should go. What do you want her to do? Stay here and handle all her affairs while everyone's after? Like, what?
Look, everyone's just I get out of character. Look, Victor's just like, she needs therapy.
So is everybody
Thornton
leaving?
completely understands.
Is everybody
He's like, I
leaving?
get it.
Yes. I think
Yeah.
we're all
Mhm.
leaving. Nicholas turns to Victor like, do you want to grab the books and do a little bit of studying before we head out?
If our babysitter will allow it, sure.
I mean, right now we're in the safest location.
You were already behind the security door anyway, so it's not like they're going to kick you out.
All right.
Seth tells you.
Is there a bitterness in it? His tone when he says it.
Yes.
Good. Well, since we have Daddy's permission, let's go.
Dripping with sarcasm. Seth looks over to you, Aster, and says, I'll accompany you, depending on what everybody else is doing.
All right, does anyone want to come along?
Lane says she will. She says, if I'm with you, then I'll find out the information, and then I can come back to the academy and get my tickets.
Out of character, real quick. Aren't Aether, Nicholas, and Aster childhood friends?
Yes. And they're pretty good friends with Lane and Seth as well. But not childhood friends.
It's a fun dynamic we have going on.
So, are they
Anyone
always
else
like that?
coming along?
It's been a stressful week, Victor. A very stressful week.
So
Only
Aster
Seth and Lane.
and Aether and Thornton
yeah,
are
I'm
leaving.
going with them to the. I'm going with Esther.
Okay, wherever it is you guys are going. And you're driving, Thornton?
Mm-hmm.
Unless somebody else was driving.
Yeah.
So I have
Thornton will
my
drive.
car.
He doesn't trust them enough. He just met these people. He's not going to let them drive.
All right, so where are you guys going first?
Pick up my dad.
Okay, so you're going to head over to the morgue. You get there, and they go through a little short ceremony for you before they fry them and cook them. And then,
That's delicious.
were you going to do anything? Say any last words?
Not in front of everybody.
Okay. So
Yeah,
they
Thornton
finished.
prefers to stay outside.
They finish the cremation. It takes about an hour of your time, and then they come out with a jar with his ashes in it. Have you sign for it, and then you're done.
Okay. Cool beans.
The fee was already paid from your company. And as you're collecting the jar of ashes, the urn, the clerk behind says the head board member of Smith and Wesson has been trying to contact you. He said he hadn't heard from you in ages, so he respectfully asked that I pass the word on to you when you arrived here to collect your father's ashes. Apparently, they need to see you urgently, is according to what he said.
Okay. Do you guys mind making a stop by Smith and Wesson?
Not at all.
Thornton
Might as
sighs.
well get this done now.
Thornton Thornton asks if they mind if he drops by a pawn shop to get rid of all these excess guns.
That's fine.
While you take care of your business.
Yeah. All right. So you go to the Smith and Wesson factory
Mm-hmm.
and drop them off, and you head to a pawn shop.
Mm-hmm.
Esther Smith, Ethan King, Seth, and Lane. What are you doing?
I'm gonna go meet the director.
Okay, you go in and find the director. His name is also Seth. Seth Doyle.
Okay.
If he wasn't one of the lead board members, well, the board's president actually, he would have probably been a mobster.
Gotcha.
All right. You go in, they escort you into his office, and he says, "There you are." He says, first order of business, we voted to close your account and lock you out. He says, we noticed you spent almost over $200,000 of company money without any recourse, without any information, without any request for permission.
What did I buy with that? I have all my purchases here.
Additionally, you also absconded with company vehicle.
You mean the vehicles that I got at my house?
These are no, the one you acquired from the factory.
I got the vehicle from the house.
No, you got
the
one
garage.
you got one from the factory.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, you got one from your garage too, but you also grabbed another one from the factory when you went there.
I don't remember. But okay.
I do.
But 200,000. No way.
You spent over $200,000, almost $300,000.
What?
Buying the rings?
No, I spent like 3,000, not 300,000.
No,
almost 3,000.
You spent 100,000 on something. I can't remember what.
I didn't make any big purchases like that.
Yeah, you did.
No.
I got it written down. I forget what it was for. I didn't write what it was for. I just wrote that you bought something for 100,000, and then all of the other stuff kind of gets close to 200,000.
You bought everyone's silence
with the value of the cars and all that neat stuff. And basically, he's telling you it was all company property, and that's a lot of money. Even thousands is a lot of money in that time frame.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Those power stones weren't cheap. They're at least 10 grand a piece, if I remember right.
Wait, but wouldn't the family's assets be separate from the company assets?
She doesn't really have any assets of her own. It's company assets. Father gave her permission for a certain amount. So it was all controlled by the dad. Family money, if you will, but not really family money. I mean, the family is Smith and Wesson.
I have like regular pocket money. That's it now.
And he looks at you and he says, it's the Wesson side that ordered this.
I just walk over, don't
And
say
since,
anything.
and since you haven't been to any of the board meetings, they've kind of swayed the board in their favor. You're looking at
I walk.
you're looking at a takeover.
I walk over. I put my dad's ashes on the desk, and I just stare at him, and I just wait for him to say anything else that he wants to say. I don't reply.
Okay.
Did he say anything else?
He says, we can rectify this, but you're going to need to start making an appearance at the board meetings. If anything, just to defend yourself from their attacks. Right now,
She's
they
like-
have the board convinced that you're a liability to the company. Not just to mention the money that you spent without permission, but the very fact that you show no interest in the management of the company.
Well, my dad's dead, brother's dead, mom's probably dead. I'm in my early 20s and I just go to school. Do you think this company means anything to me other than the fact that it was owned by my dad?
He says, you wish me to take that to the board?
I don't give a shit.
All right, so what do? Lane is looking at you in shock. Seth's mouth is hanging open.
She's like, you know, you do what you want. If any of my family comes back, uncle, aunt, whatever, I don't care. My dad never trained me to be leading the company. He trained my brother. So if you want to ask anyone questions, you can go dig up my brother, or here you could talk to him.
Talk to who?
Other than that, leave
The
me the
ashes.
fuck alone.
Oh my gosh.
Holy
You
shit.
good, Aster?
This is the most savage shit.
Are you
Aster,
alright?
Aster is in her I don't give a flying fuck phase. Can't wait to sit there and see what chaos she brings.
Anyway, I'm going to Egypt. My dad loved this company, so you can keep him here. She turns away.
He looks at the jar of ashes. He looks in shock too. His mouth's hanging wide open.
Maybe put him in his office, put a placard on it. I don't care. Whatever you want to do.
Are you leaving now?
Yeah, she walks away and leaves.
Okay. Lane and Seth follow you out. They're keeping quiet though.
Ooh,
All right, what are you gonna do now?
Well, I still have pocket money, so I should probably still go to the bank and change some of my money to Egyptian currency before we go to Egypt.
All right. So you guys head to the
And
bank.
Yeah. And you mentioned that we do get paychecks from the council, right? Do you know
Yeah.
how much I've collected over this time from them?
They're paying the group $5,000 a month. However you divide it is up to you guys.
$5,000 a month, and that was between at least 3 people until recently.
Yep. And they're also paying for your fare over to Egypt and all that neat stuff. And as a patron, they're taking care of you in other ways.
So we at least got one check of 5,000 for the 3 of us at that time.
Correct.
Okay, so I'm gonna just add that. At least I just divided it, and it's $1,666 divided by 3 with some change. So I'm just gonna say I have like 1,600 of that, and then you guys can figure it out.
You'll be dividing it between only 5 people after this, because Seth and Lane are on their own governmental payroll. So it's just you, Aether, Victor, Nicholas, and Thornton now.
Mm-hmm.
So $1,000 a piece per month. which is quite a significant sum back then.
So then Aether and Nicholas would get 1,700 each split after I get the 1,600.
Yeah, you're not broke. 1,000
So-
will go. 1,000 will go a long way, and then some during the month. You figure rent is less than $100 a month. It's like 15.
Wait, so then how much money do I have in the bank account?
Well, you got 1,700 right now, whatever you had.
Can I change that money into
Egyptian currency.
yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, I'm gonna do that too.
Or we gotta wait for Thornton to
Thornton?
get back.
Mm-hmm. Because Thornton took the car.
Mhm.
Right?
Thornton, you
And
go
my
to
car is probably like somewhere at the Elven Council, so I can't go nowhere.
you have to drive a little ways to get to a pawn shop down on one of the main streets, and you get there and you're at the pawn shop.
Yep. Yeah, so all those extra guns, I'm going to pawn them.
All right, you heft up the bag onto the counter filled with all the weapons. Are you pawning them all?
No. Just I'm gonna keep a shotgun. I'm gonna keep a what's the name? I'm gonna keep a handgun, a shotgun, and one of
And
those Thompson semi-autos.
Okay,
And the ammo. I'm just gonna pawn the actual guns.
so 3 of the Thompsons.
And all the rings that don't fit.
He will give you.
I only got 10 fingers.
He will give you $50 for each. $50 a piece for each of the Thompsons. So 3 Thompsons, he'll give you $50. So it's $150.
And I'm like, come on, you can't do a little bit better?
Market value is only 200 and something.
All right,
All right, so $50 a piece, you get 150 for the Thompsons. That's what you get the most of. You have.
Okay.
You're keeping one of the shotguns.
Mm-hmm.
So 6. So that's 40, 60, 80, 90. He'll give you 110 total for all of the shotguns you're giving up.
Okay, so 150 plus 110. And how many? I forgot how many handguns there were.
There were 6.
Okay.
He'll give you $15 a piece for those.
I'm gonna sell 5 of them.
Okay, so 5 times
'Cause
15.
is the one handgun better than the ones that I have? I'm not sure which handgun they have.
It's the same one you have. You have the 19. Well, it's a 1911. You have the earlier version, I think. 1917 or the 1917 you have. So you have the later version.
Okay, so yeah, now I can sell 5 of them.
Yeah, but they're both 45 autos, so semi-autos.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, I'll sell all of them.
okay,
Except
$15 a piece.
So it's 150 plus. I'm sorry, what was it?
150 plus 110.
Plus 110 plus
$90 for the guns.
okay, plus 90. No, not bad. 350 for not even for dropping my clip. Made 350. That ain't bad.
Yep.
And how much for the how many rings were there?
Let's see. I didn't really say. You find 1 ring per each gangster. So 4, 8, 12. 12 rings. You find a
Okay,
few.
so
You
I'm-
find a few of them that actually fit you. Most of them are silver, but there's a couple gold ones.
I'm gonna keep the gold ones and sell. I'm gonna keep the gold ones that fit, and then sell all the rest.
Okay, so for all of the silver rings, you're gonna get. He'll give you $20 for them.
Sweet.
Yep, you pretty much just made a small fortune, by the way.
Yeah, I did.
You figure a full dinner with drinks at a restaurant, at a very nice restaurant, would probably cost you under $10. Rent for a
Yeah,
month.
so-
Rent for a month in a decent flat's only about like $15 to $20 a month. So
Who knows? I might grease some palms, get my brother out of prison.
Well, now you're on the payroll for the Elven Council too, so.
We're definitely going to be able to grease some palms.
Nice.
Okay. And now you go back to pick them up.
Yep. And yeah, I head back with my freshly pocketed what is that, 3.7?
Ill-gotten
Yeah.
gains.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Drive up, smiling, like, hey guys, come on, get in.
Okay. The rest of you had to wait about 10 minutes for him to show up, but he finally
Mhm.
shows up in the sedan. Where you guys going next?
The bank.
Thornton's grinning from ear to ear, by the way. If you didn't notice.
What got you so happy?
He's like, money. Money makes everyone happy.
Money's been a topic this past hour.
Well, speaking
Really
of
now?
money, I think we should head to the bank.
All right.
No problem.
Next stop, the bank. And you arrive. And you picked up a tail.
Ooh. I start driving down different side streets to see if they're following us. Or would I notice? Would I even notice they're following us?
Yes. That's why I said you picked up the tail.
Okay.
You know the role, and you think it's a part of you think it's a vehicle from the Chicago outfit, Al Capone's old mob.
All right. So I definitely try to lose them.
Yeah, it's just one vehicle. Do you have a vehicle driving skill?
I have mechanic.
All right, so you're going to have to make a defensive driving roll against your.
Oh wait, hold on. I might have the drive. Yeah, I do have driving skill.
You do.
And yes, I have a 55 in driving.
Okay, make your roll.
All right.
That is good to have a roll for driving. So you're attempting to lose them. Just got to roll a 55 or under.
I rolled a 7.
A 7, critical success.
Yes. All right.
Your knowledge of the streets and your skill with driving helped out immensely. You zip down a couple alleyways, park behind a big truck really quick as the enemy car flies past you down the street and speeds off. You have effectively lost the tail.
Nice. All right. I guess after a few minutes, I wait. You know, I let everybody in the car know. I was like, hey, looks like we picked up a tail. You know, do my creative driving, and then after a while, I pull out and head to the bank.
All right, you get to the bank. Everybody going in?
I'm going in.
I'm going in.
Yeah, I could take $100 or $150 or so and go in.
All right, Seth and Lane both go in with you as well. You get up to the teller and you exchange however much money you want to exchange for Egyptian currency.
Okay. I'm like, I'd like to exchange $1,000 for Egyptian currency.
Thornton's mouth drops because he's like, what? He's like, how much? Are you guys rich?
So you just dropped off the daughter of Smith family at Smith and Wesson factory.
He has no idea. Remember, he just met these guys earlier. So far, he's gotten shot at, went to school, and dropped them all. And come back and he's like, wait, $1,000.
But it might clue in now. Astor Smith, Smith and Wesson.
Yeah, he's dumb. He doesn't know. He's like, who are you people? Why do you have so many money?
They're probably movie stars.
You?
They're probably movie stars.
Yeah, that's what he asks Victor. He's like, are you guys famous or something? Like, how come you have so much money?
Victor's not
Nicholas
here.
and Victor aren't there.
Oh, yeah. I guess he asks Seth then. He's like, dude, are you guys famous? Do you guys have money? What is going on here? What did I get myself into?
Seth looks over at you
No.
and he says, "They're government employees. Plus, they're working
I
with
didn't know.
the. Plus, they're working for the tribal nation now as well."
He's like, Bugs ain't never pay like. He's like, I never even heard Bugs paying out like this. This is crazy.
So Aster exchanges 1,000, so you get 1,000 worth of Egyptian currency.
Cool.
And Aether.
500 for me.
Okay, so just mark it on your sheet that you have that much.
Okay.
And I take my $100 pittance.
You got more than $100 now.
Oh no. I'm just gonna change $100. He's smart. He's like, hey, I'm gonna put that to the side, squirrel that away just in case.
Oh, you putting it in the
I'm not
bank, or
using all
you
the monies.
or you exchanging it for Egyptian currency?
I'm exchanging 100 for Egyptian currency, and I'll
Gotcha.
keep the other 275 in U.S. currency.
Gotcha. All right, business is done.
Before we go, I give Seth 100 from my 1,000 of Egyptian currency and Lane 100 from my 1,000 from my Egyptian currency.
All righty.
Thornton looks at her like, what, none for me?
Mm-hmm.
I have
both-
100.
They both thank you, and they say it wasn't necessary because they have their own money.
Well, I wasn't sure, and it's better that I have it kind of split up anyway. Just in case somebody gets mugged.
Did she say that out loud?
No, she's thinking it. Someone tried to pickpocket me. They tried.
All right, what's next on the What's next on the agenda?
I guess go back to the gang.
No, we should get the tickets from the council so that way Lane knows what tickets to order.
Yep, they're going to leave the tickets at the Aether's apartments on tribal lands, so you guys can go
So
wait
if we
there
go
for
back
them.
to everyone and go back to the tribal lands, then we get it then, or should we go back to the tribal lands, then go back to them, then go back?
You know, Seth said Nicholas and Victor are studying, so they might be there for a while.
Okay. So I guess head back to the tribal lands.
So you guys head back to the tribal lands, and then I'll cut over to Nicholas and Victor and see what they're up to. Probably nothing good.
A whole lot of shenanigans.
They are on their best behavior always. Name one time Victor has done anything inappropriate.
Both of you make an intellect check.
Okie. Where's my team?
And don't fail whatever you do. If you fail, you're going to have to roll up a new character.
Ah, geez, natural one.
Oh, man. Darn it. I was hoping to kill you off.
Yeah,
Isn't that a good roll?
A 2?
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Damn,
Damn.
Dis-
Yeah.
disappointing. All right, I guess you guys both passed. You get to live another day. Your intellect check tells you exactly what volumes of ritual magic that you need to get to start increasing whatever skill it is you plan to increase over time. And nobody is in here to see if you decide to abscond with the books that you found that are going to help you in the future. If that's what you intend to do.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely the plan.
That's what I
We have a
figured.
month of travel.
A month of travel, like the shit is going down. Victor is like, oh well, I just thought my magic made it a little bit of game was fun to use for like drawing in crowds, but apparently I need to kill people now.
So what type of skills were you looking for from these tomes? Were you looking to learn new subdisciplines?
Maybe not new subdisciplines because I don't want to spread out too much and make it harder to build up what the skills he already has. But he's definitely looking into maybe demon summoning. Nah, definitely demon summoning.
No, you could do that. Or You can do that already with what you have.
Well, he pretty much he's looking to build the ritual skill a bit, like build his skill stronger.
Oh,
So
okay.
like he's mostly here to, I guess you could sit there and say this is more of a increasing power kind of thing rather than
Okay, so you'd be
expanding his
so it'd be an attribute thing. You'd be studying to increase the intellect or willpower.
yeah.
Gotcha. I am understanding now. Is that what you're doing as well, Nicholas?
Yeah.
Nicholas is continuing to be studying for a ritual subdiscipline.
Oh, okay, gotcha. And you'll be able to do that as well.
And after they do some studying, Nicholas is going to suggest to Victor, well, ask Victor if he wants to accompany him for a little trip to see some people before I leave for a month.
Yeah. You look, you came with me to go see my friend, and as poorly as that went, I have no qualms accompanying you.
Uh-oh, jumping ship. Seth's not going to be happy. You're supposed to be
Victor
keeping
has
that.
made it his business to make Seth a little grumpier every day. It is his current, like, with everything bad going around, knowing that he's just able to just moderately annoy someone without outright turning into a fist or a fight to the death feels good. Okay? He enjoys it. He feels good with it, okay?
Gotcha.
Let him have his small bit of entertainment. It's not like he's been in a basement being tortured or anything like that for like over a month or anything, only to get out into this mess. He's fine. He's okay.
Seth won't be.
He'll be cranky, it's fine.
Where you guys going?
The trip is to Nikki's family home.
Your family home?
Yeah, to see
All right.
mother and maybe if father's there.
So like, Jana?
Do you get along with them all?
Um, after seeing all those Capone men die, he kind of wants to make some kind of amends with his family and make sure his mother's all right.
All right, sounds good.
Didn't really leave off on that great of a foot.
All right, so you head out.
More on his end having animosity towards his family.
How do you plan to get there?
Trolley probably, tram, whatever the
Okay.
thingy is.
To get on, it's about a couple blocks to the south, so not too far. All right, so you head a couple blocks south and hop on the first trolley that's available. And it'll take you to a side street where you can make the trek the rest of the way to your family home. Where is your family home, by the way? North, south, east, west, Chicago?
It's gonna be in northern Chicago.
Well, wasn't your family associated with Capone's gang?
Capone's gang, yeah.
Yeah, you'd probably be in south or west Chicago, or even in the Loop if your family has money.
It'd probably be southwest Chicago then.
Okay, so it's going to take you a while to get there, probably about an hour via a couple different trolleys, but eventually you end up on the main street, and you find the side street and start heading to your family home. And nothing happens to you guys along the way, darn it.
Yes.
Okay, you get to your family home.
I walk up to the door and knock on it.
Your mom answers, and she looks at you in shock.
Hello, it's been a while. He
Too
says
long.
kind of awkwardly.
Was she the one you got along with? I don't remember.
Not so much towards the end because everyone that was close to him, as he started seeing Lily, started to think he was crazy because they didn't understand that could see spirits.
Right. Okay, she invites you in. She looks nervous though. She says, what are you doing here? I haven't seen you in ages.
Thought it was time to stop by, have a talk, make amends, see how you guys were doing.
I hope you're doing well. You didn't seem too well when you left. Your mom seems drunk.
Hmm.
She kind of smiles, then looks at you nervously, kind of smiles, but you can smell booze on her breath.
Is everything all right here?
Oh, of course.
Has father been home lately?
Not for the last 3 months.
Oh. Well, I was stopping by to apologize.
Honestly, I don't think he's coming back.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Are you?
A little, yeah, kinda.
You left too.
It,
Seems everybody's leaving.
I left because I didn't feel like I fit in at home, and I couldn't stand what father did. I want to make amends, especially after everything that happened a few days ago with the whole Capone's gang and everything. And I was hoping that he might be all right, that he escaped out of all of that, wasn't caught in the collateral damage.
She kind of
And I
looks at
wanted,
you. She kind of looks at you with a slightly worried look. You mean he's dead?
I mean, if you haven't seen him in 3 months, he's probably not even in town. Hopefully. But Capone's dead.
Yeah. She kind of throws up her hands and walks off into the kitchen. You follow her?
Yeah, I follow after into the kitchen.
You see a glass on the kitchen table with a bottle of whiskey next to it. She pours herself another glass and drinks it down.
Have you been drinking a lot since I've been gone?
What's it to you? You haven't been here.
Because I'm at the academy. I have to, it's part of what I am now. I'm not a normal person.
But you never come visit.
Because you thought I was crazy.
Oh, blame it on me now. She pours herself another glass and downs
Well,
it. It's all
it's
my
not
fault.
Nobody's fault. You should just believed me that Lily is still here.
Lily is dead. She pours herself another glass.
The change gave people different abilities. I have magic and I can see spirits. I literally have talked to the dead to find out information on why I now have to go to Cairo, Egypt to do a
What?
job for both the government and the Elven Council.
Why would you even want to talk to the dead?
So that I can fix what father did and bring back those who have died that didn't deserve it.
You can't bring back the dead. She flops down into her chair.
Others would disagree with that. A lot of people would disagree with that, Mother.
Maybe you should prove them wrong then.
I'd rather prove you wrong in this case and be able to defy death.
Maybe when you try, you'll find out how crazy you are.
I mean, I'm able to bring people back to life as long as I keep pouring my power into their bodies.
At least your father was stable and he brought in money.
Speaking of money, that was another reason why I came here. I pull out $100 out of my pocket. I wanted to leave some of the money that I've been making with you and father, so maybe he didn't have to do as many dangerous jobs.
Your father hasn't
since-
even been here.
Well, I didn't know that.
We had a fight about you and he left.
He makes a kind of grimaced face. Just kind of bites his lower lip.
Victor puts a hand on his shoulder.
She just now notices you and she's like, and who's this?
I'm a friend, ma'am. You can call me Hal.
Are you a mobster too?
No, ma'am.
Well, I think it's time you both should leave. Take
I
your
think
money
so.
with you.
I walk out without grabbing the money.
All right, you walk
Victor
out.
follows. You,
That was a whole lot of more trauma than I was expecting.
Out of character, gotta love family drama.
family drama. Victor would not know. No.
Only drama. Still family drama when they're all dead.
Especially when you can talk to them when they're dead.
Nah. What do you mean family drama? Victor doesn't have any concerns about his family whatsoever. Can't relate. No suspicious individuals there. Victor looks over at him and goes, you doing all right?
I'll be fine. And I guess it's more the cat's fully out of the bag, at least with you, that I definitely see spirits, and one of them's been with me since a little after the change.
I see. Is that? I'm sorry if this is overstepping, but is that your sister?
A friend that I grew up with. My best friend. It's a long story, but
No, you don't need to share it now. Do you want to try and find the meet up with the others? I'm pretty sure Seth's gotta look to him right now when he catches Renata at the academy.
we probably should go back to the academy and hope
Yep.
we get there before they do.
Speaking of that, as you're standing out on the sidewalk in front of your family home discussing this, you see a sedan across the street with guys in it watching you. You recognize one of them in the driver's seat as one of Capone's men. And he sees you looking at him and he kind of winks at you and tips his hat. And then all four doors open.
Great. Well, I definitely know by this point all my power points are back.
The guy who winked at you and tipped his hat says, "Nicholas, my man, good to see you."
Hmm. Now's not really the time.
You see, they all have at least one hand in their overcoat pocket. He says, "Why isn't it? It's always a good time to meet old friends. Why don't you take a ride with us? We can reestablish our old times."
Hmm.
Victor leans into Nicholas and whispers, "It's not that bad. We can at least get them off the street for anything goes wrong."
"And who's this friend of yours? Oh, I recognize you. Howl, is it?"
Yeah, you've been to a few of my shows?
"Yeah, and I've visited you once or twice down in the basement, if I recall. Seems you got out of the basement recently. I stood watch
Good
over your
behavior,
door
you
a
know?
couple of times."
Good behavior, you know?
"I don't think so."
So what's this really about then?
"Oh, the boss wants to see you, of course. So you'll be coming with us. Capiche?" "Gentlemen, open the car for him." One of the guys goes back and opens the door for you.
Um,
How close are they clustered around the car?
One of them walked right up to you. The other three are near the car.
quick question. Just from like experience, do we know if any of these are mages?
No, not that you know of. That's why you guys are a high commodity.
Uh,
You see him shift his hand in his coat pocket. You see something hard sticking out.
So
He says, "And
one
I
of them,
mean now. Get in the car."
um, so no, Victor's gonna start walking to the car.
Nicholas is also going to walk to the car.
All right. The other guy follows behind you. The other two guys are standing there watching you. The other guy's holding the door open for you. See, we can all be polite here.
To the guy holding the door open, Hal waits, goes, thank you, what a gentleman," and steps into the car.
You do what?
Winks and says, "Thank you, what a gentleman," to the guy holding the door open for him.
Do you get in the car?
Yeah.
Okay, you get into the car. He just smiles back at you. And Nicholas, what are you up to?
I'll just get into the car for right now.
Okay, you guys get into the back of the sedan. Another guy gets into the front, and as he gets into the car, he pulls out his pistol. Looks like a 38 special, and he kind of just leans it on the seat, pointed towards your direction. Driver gets in, another guy slides in to the side of you, and he still has his gun in his pocket, but pointed in your guys' general direction. He says, "Now we'll have a nice quiet ride. The boss would like to speak with you."
So we're in the car proper now, right?
Yes.
Out of curiosity, when I do instant spells, can I use is it
Well, keep in mind, instance, not instance. It's just like a standard combat round. I just called it instant to mean that you don't have to perform a long, lengthy ritual to cast it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Instant. Go ahead.
I'm still more or less asking, how obvious would it be if I were to decide to summon an entire flock of pigeons?
It would require words and things like that. People would know you're doing something.
All right. So
Yeah,
like I can't substitute it with like humming or anything like that.
no, like ritual magic requires like ritual. So even though it's like instantaneous, it happens in a combat round, it's a matter of doing a number of utterances before the spell effect takes. And then you'd be, if you wanted to maintain that spell, you'd be made to cause it to grow in strength over time because your instant spells are mostly dots. Then you would have to continue chanting or doing whatever it is you do.
All right.
So for you, it's going to be obvious. Nicholas, not so obvious.
Yep.
So they start driving.
What's Nicholas want to do? Does he want this to play out, or does he want to start killing people?
What a way to say it.
The questions one must ask oneself.
Well, why would you study death magic if not to
Not to use it,
cause
correct?
death?
Oh yeah, like using instantaneous death as a deterrent.
Yeah, cause their body to rot from the inside out
Now,
very rapidly.
while you guys are thinking about what it is you're going to do, I'll get back to Esther's. Aether, Thornton, Seth, and Lane. You were sitting at your apartments on tribal land when there's a knock on your door, and the courier has arrived with your tickets.
Nice.
He says the first leg of your journey, he hands you the tickets when you answer the door, is on the passenger liner Lusitania to England. And then from England, you'll be departing on another ship. Tickets will be waiting for you when you get there to the Mediterranean and then to Egypt.
What about passports? Don't you need those to go overseas? That's what Thornton says.
Nope.
Oh, sweet. You don't know nothing. He's never been out of Chicago.
You'll be traveling on official TTRPG papers. And he hands you the papers next for everyone in the group.
Okay.
Thank you.
This will give you access to any elven lands in any of those places that you go to, should you need it.
And so we head out at what time tomorrow?
7 a.m. is when the ship departs. You should be at the dock by 6 a.m. for boarding.
Okay.
He says, large ship. They even gave you nice rooms. So enjoy the trip. The elf bows and then heads out.
We'll make the best of it.
So should we wait for everyone in here, or should we go back to the school?
Lane says we should probably go back and collect them from the school so they don't leave on their own.
That's smart.
I'm sure Mama Seth is gonna be proud of us.
All right, so you head back to the academy?
Yeah.
All right, you travel to the academy. It's not too far away. This time you don't encounter any evil, wicked mobsters. You get to the school and get in and find out rather quickly that your compatriots left.
Wonderful.
Secretary behind the desk says, yeah, they left the school about an hour ago.
Did they say where they were
An
going?
hour.
No, they didn't.
Does Seth look angry?
Well, you won't find out until you see him again.
Yeah.
For the rest of you, you see Seth is fuming. His eyes kind of like narrow, and he says, great.
An hour ago, so they were nowhere near the tribal lands? That doesn't sound good.
No, they didn't
I'm
say
sure
where they
it's
were.
all right.
Secretary says, I don't know where they went. They didn't say. They just left it.
Well,
With some books.
Secretary doesn't know about that though.
Nope. Seth looks at you all and says, well, what do we do now? Who knows where they went? Maybe we should
Well,
go
we
back to
leave
the.
tomorrow.
I know.
We have options. We could wait a little bit, or we could track them.
They've been gone for an hour. How are we going to track them?
Well, we did a tracking spell before.
Yeah, but we can't do a tracking spell.
I can.
Seth's looking at you. A slight glint of hopefulness in his eyes.
I'll need something of Nicholas's to be able to do it.
How can you do a tracking spell? You're a water mage.
Yeah, but I can make a little water bubble and use life magic and combine it with something of Nicholas's to have that move around, because that's sort of what Nicholas did to do a tracking spell on Ruby.
Yeah, that was a little different.
Aw. How's it different?
You're a water mage. Water's not going to lead you to a.
Well, technically, there's humidity everywhere,
Technically, yes.
so you can use you can logic it through using essentially trying to connect the
You'll have to convince the DM, and that's going to be very hard.
you can use it as like, so you know the concept of water has memories.
But you
Water
can't.
touches everything. Like all water has touched everything.
You can't help her, Victor. You're not there.
I'm trying to think.
Hey, you said convince the DM, which means yes, I am here.
Well, I have water and I have life magic, and life magic we've already used to.
What does life magic do?
It heals and stuffs.
It heals and stuff.
There's another missing factor that you're forgetting about there.
I know. Hold on. Well, yeah, anything to do with life, right? So healing and understanding, like working around with like the human body, and then like things like that. Maybe even spirit stuff.
Do you have spirit magic in any shape or form?
No. I can only think.
I don't think spirit magic can help you then.
I'm thinking maybe I could. Well, is the ritual teacher still here?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so new idea.
It's only the afternoon.
We can go find the ritual teacher, and maybe that teacher could make a ritual to.
Yeah, he won't do that.
Why?
They're not there to do magic for you. They're there to teach you.
God. Oh my
But
God.
I already tell you that you won't get any of the teachers to do magic for you. They'll direct you to resources you might need, if you have the capability of doing it.
Fantastic. So our ritual mage and the only other mage that can do tracking are lost.
When you lost your utility mages?
Fantastic. So now we just have to think about what we're gonna do to find our peoples.
Seth says probably the best place to go is back to tribal lands, because at some point they'll have to return if they're all right. If they're not all right, well, we're not going to be able to help them anyway.
But when we lost you, we did the same thing, and you were gone for forever, and we ended up just knocking down doors until we found you.
Might have to do that with them, but we're not going to be able to if we have to leave in the morning.
Where would they go last minute?
It's a good question. You know them better than I do.
Probably to run some sort of errand.
What do you guys know about your childhood friend?
Do they have any family they want to go visit before they left? Say any goodbyes and stuff?
Well, I know Nicholas
Seth,
mentioned.
Seth says Nicholas doesn't seem like the type to family. Neither does Victor, is that for that matter.
Well, they wouldn't be going out drinking, and knowing.
That's something Victor would probably do, Seth says.
Wow, the audacity. He doesn't know Victor. The fuck?
I feel like Nicholas kind of had a hard relationship with his family, so I'm not sure if that's where he would be going. But they didn't go to the bank, and they
So
didn't go
maybe
back to the tribal land, so maybe they were captured. Maybe when they walked out of this building, they were caught by whoever was tailing us.
then we can't
Was
do
it-
anything about it. At least not until we find out who.
So either some of Capone's guys or some of what's the other guy's name?
Bugs Moran?
Moran?
Or some of Bugs Moran's guys.
Hmm. Why don't we just go way back at the tribal lands for now? Give them a couple hours, and if we don't hear anything, then we'll try and look for them.
Okay.
Because
2
right
hours
now we
back
have
from
no
them.
idea where they are.
All
And
right,
if we
so
stay
I
in a
tell
place that they
the
know we would
reception.
be, it'll be better that way.
I walk over to the reception desk and I say, "Hey, if Nicholas returns or Victor, could you relay a message for them to meet us at the tribal lands?
Of course.
Thank you."
He writes it down while he's mumbling what you said. I'll let him know as soon as they get here.
Okay, thank you. And we go.
All right, you guys go back to the tribal lands. Nicholas,
Yes.
What are
I'm
you-
here too.
what are you and Victor up to?
Um,
I didn't forget you.
yeah. For the most part,
They're at least being friendly to you.
okay, so they're not aggressive and mean like the last group.
Right, they didn't come out shooting, but they do have their guns trained on you. And they pretty much insisted you come along with them to speak to the boss.
Well, I mean, it's not a hit, so far we can just let this happen.
Nicholas opens his mouth and asks, "Can I have a hint on what uh, the boss wants to speak to me about?"
You probably never met him, Frank Nitti. He's the new boss.
I thought that wasn't a certain, or you guys were still working that out.
Say what?
So I thought you guys were still working out who was taking over.
Frank Nitti was always the second man in charge. Now he's the primary. Most folks prefer him anyway. So in a way, you did the family kind of good. He chuckles. But what you boys did kind of make Frank nervous too. So I suspect he wants to ask you a few questions, find out where your loyalties lie. Maybe cut a deal. See how things go. But if you're thinking of diving into the bottom of the lake, yeah, that's for another day. You guys gonna do anything?
No.
I'm willing to meet with Frank. He seems like he's gonna be a little bit better than Capone right now.
Hey, look,
You do know it's afternoon already. And you're supposedly supposed to be on a ship tomorrow morning.
it's fine. We don't have a lot of choices here. And besides, if they're not extra outwardly hostile, there's no reason to just mindlessly go about killing people.
Okay, they drive you clear out of Chicago's city limits to the west and entering another small community that was also controlled by Capone back in the day. And you roll up on another small hotel. This one is on a pretty bleak street. It's not like super populated. I mean, there is traffic and there is people walking up and down, but it looks more like a suburban street than a city street, if you will.
Okay.
And they get out and lead you up to a room. And you see there's two guys standing at the doorway, both armed. He opens the door and lets you in. It looks like a small, like, sitting room. And he says, "Go ahead and wait in there. The boss will be with you shortly."
Okay.
He says, "Alphonse here will sit in there with you, keep you company. Make sure you don't get any ideas about walking out before the meet."
Mm,
So you
Well,
go
this
in.
far, might as well go all the way.
yeah.
All right. So you go in. This is going to diverge something pretty drastic. So we'll probably have to continue this the next gaming session.
Dun dun dun.
It's already 11:30 already because something big is going to happen here since you let them drag you all the way back. Any last minute things you guys want to do before we end the session?
Not much I can do waiting. I might just study up on Egyptian for the 2 hour limit that I'm putting on this before Astro starts raging hell.
Okay, so you're studying to learn Egyptian. Aether King, you doing anything?
I want to keep putting in time into learning how to enchant jewelry.
Okay. And how about you, Victor?
Would I be allowed to just read one of my books?
Yeah, you got them with you.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm just gonna read a book while we wait for this meeting.
Yep, so you can actually take the time to start studying.
Yeah, and start working on increasing PowerPoints.
Exactly. And Nicholas, you doing the same thing?
Yeah, might as well.
Oh,
All right.
you're learning the ritual, right?
Yeah, but I have my own 2 personal books that I've purchased previously.
And how about you, Mr. Leeds?
I am gonna pump some skills in mechanic and see if I can't tune up that car a little bit better.
Sounds good. All right, so basically experience, you'll get experience points at the end of the session. It's not a lot. It builds slowly over time. You guys are going to get each 2 points per the session. And I'm going to give you, all of you, an extra point for role play. So 3 points total. For skills, it's point to point. So if you want to increase your mechanic skill, you can put all 3 points into mechanic skill and increase it by 3 points. Or you can save them up and in role play, if you wanted to increase an attribute, you could, like they're doing, increase a certain attribute by doing something specific over time. And then as you save up points, it'll cost you 10 points, or you can gamble those 10 points to increase the attribute once the time period is up. So you could actually save those points until you get up to 10. And then meanwhile, in role play, you could be like, if you want to increase your intelligence per se, you start reading books in every gaming session to try and improve your knowledge type thing. That's if you want to get smart.
He's not book start. Maybe he does push-ups instead.
Increase your physics.
Yep.
Okay, so you're going
Why
to do
not?
push-ups and stuff like that. So you're going to save your points too.
Yeah.
Yeah. The good news is you can gamble points in this game. So once you save up enough points to be able to increase, you can attempt to gamble. If you gamble and win, you get a point attribute point for free when it comes time to roll for an attribute point. Or you can also gamble your skill points. And if you gamble and win, then you don't expend the points, you get to keep.
Okay.
And still increase your attribute. If you fail, then you still increase your attribute, but you lose your points. I mean, I'm sorry, you don't increase your attribute and you lose your points. So
Okay.
or you can just spend them outright. Any questions? Yeah.
Nope.
And for your benefit, since you're new, I'm glad you joined us, by the way.
Thank you.
I hope you like the game thus far, but the game is a system in the process of being tweaked and built. So the system might change slightly over time. So keep that in mind.
That's
If you have any ideas over time, since you're part of the group, that means you're part of the group. So if you get any ideas to help improve the system, since it's in process, please let me know. Let them know or whatever. Yeah. So any other last minutes? No.
No, I'm gonna save my points.
Okie dokie. We'll go
Give me
ahead.
my points.
And we'll go ahead and end the stream then.
Wait, how much did we get XP wise? I totally blinked for a second.
I do have one question.